here in just a little bit. That evaporator coil, Mitsubishi calls it a heat exchanger. Will be going into there. I've never had to change the evaporator in a unit before. I have had to change the drain pan. Took the whole unit off the wall, and I'm hoping on this one I don't have to take the unit off the wall. I'm hoping I can just leave it on the wall and take the coil out of it. We will see. First time I've ever done it, so we'll see. You'll know when I know. Alright, now that I've got the refrigerant recovered from the 1.5 ton Mitsubishi, I'm gonna go fight the spray foam. Fight the power of the spray foam. Alright, so I got the front cover of the line hide off, and as you see up at the top, it's got some spray foam. I'm gonna cut my connection, or cut the armor flex here for the connection, and I hope I didn't braze it. But if I did, it'll be alright. Sometimes I'll braze them, sometimes I'll just use a nut. If they're easy to get to like this, I'll just use a nut, but if they're hard to get to, I'll braze it up. Either way, it won't be a problem. Well, there's my answer. It's brazed on. That's alright. I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and pull it right off the wall. I started taking the screws off over here. Up here, there's one back there. The one down here. There's a coil right here. As you can see, there's not a lot to it. But still not 100% sure that's what I'm going to do, but I might end up pulling it off the wall. I'm going to do a little more messing around with it, see if I can get it apart. And if I can't, it's coming off the wall. As you can see, no more air handler on the wall. The reason I had to pull it down off the wall is because if you notice, a line set comes off of the top and goes straight down and behind the air handler. So there would have been no way to get the line set down and then turn to go in the wall. So if you ever come across one, you have to take it off the wall. Have to. It's a must. Alright, so we had to take the drain pan off. There's the drain line. So we could get in there. See that gap in the wheel there? There's actually a set screw back there. And you have to take this screw out, that screw, and that screw up there. Take that out, and then this motor assembly should just pop out of there. And when it pops out, then you can get your coil out. So let me take the motor assembly off, and then we'll get to the rest of it. Alright, so the motor assembly is off, and once it's off, then you have your thermistors right there. Actually fish through one of the tubes, and at that point I would suggest you take a picture of where it comes off, just like this one right here. And of course you know that that one's going to go. It's going to go right there, and then that one right there actually went on that tube. And of course you got your ground wire right there. Alright, with the coil snapped in place here, and up top, right there where my finger is, and then the screws, one right there, and one down there. Those secured in place. We can just go in reverse, and here's our thermistor. As you see, I got them unplugged because that piece there wouldn't fit back through, so it actually plugs into the sensor for the remote and the vane motor to right here. This is a drain pan right here with your vanes. So we'll get the motor assembly put on first, get the set screw put in, get the drain pan assembly put back together, put the board back on and all the little pieces, and we'll get this thing hung back on the wall up there. See my wires coming through the wall. Alright, with my wires back in place, the thermistor goes there, the thermistor goes in the little hole right there. Got the ground wire back in place. Now it's time I slide the motor assembly back in, and then we'll get it put back together, put on the wall. So we got everything back together. Got to put the board back in, or the control panel, or whatever you want to call it. Got to put it all back together. I'll pretty much leave everything off like that till I get it up there, so I can get it all wired up. But that's what the indoor PC board looks like on a Mitsubishi air handler, the indoor unit. Alright, as you can see, I got the unit almost all put together up here. I just got to put this piece on here, that piece, that cover piece right there. Got the unit brazed up, line hide back in place, vacuum being pulled right now, just getting it all put back together. So she's all put back together. Now I'm getting ready to go outside, weigh the charge in, come back in, turn it on. That's what I'm going to do. So she's running, no lights blinking, so I guess I did something right. Heating, and I'm glad to be done. I am very glad to be done. What a pain in the butt changing that evaporator was. I've changed a drain pan on a Daikin before, but I've never had to take the drain or take the whole thing apart. It's a first for me, and for most of you, it'll be a first for y'all. That's it. The old coil is in the box. Gonna go back to the store for warranty, and she's heating.